Hello all, welcome back. So in our Jenkins series, today we will be seeing how we can parameterize the Jenkins jobs. So in our previous sessions, we have seen how you can install and download and install the Jenkins and then get started with the localhost 8080. And then we have seen how you can get the code base from your local drive or from the Git as a centralized repository and then run that code. So it's basically we have seen a Selenium with Maven project and with a test engine test where we have used the MBN as a command or the Maven project and a freestyle project as well to see how. And now we will be moving ahead with one of the another topic to the Jenkins, that is parameterization. So in our previous session we have seen, so let me just go to the configure button here, and if you see here, so this is basically the Git project, just to recap. And then if you see here, we have given the parameters explicitly in this goals and options. But the thing is that, let's say that how do somebody will come to know that whether I need to provide Firefox or like if there is anything else. Let's say that there is a non-tech person who is not into the Jenkins much, but they want to run the Jenkins job or your to run the Selenium test. It will be difficult for them, right? Like they need to understand that, okay, I need to go to the build environment and under this I need to change this. In case they will be changing anything else, that will be a kind of a trouble. The troubleshooting will be difficult because if you update something, the whole build might fail because of this incorrect entry. So that's the reason we wanted to keep the persons away from this particular configuration, so that we can isolate the parameters and then that can be explicitly added outside of this particular job or outside of this particular screen. So that is the intention of learning this particular parameterization. Okay, so for this actually it's a very easy and a flexible Jenkins feature. And if you see here, there is something called as a this project is parameterized. So if you click on this, and this is coming as a default actually, and if you see here, if I drop down here this add parameter, you will get few of the options actually. Let's not get into much details into everything. We will see which is very much required for our Selenium test to run actually. And then as and when the need will come, you can explore more actually in that. So Boolean parameters. So if I click on this one and you will just say Boolean. So let's say that I will just say each cucumber, something I'm writing here. So here this will be like a Boolean parameter where the value could be true or false because it is a Boolean value. So if I say here default value is checked, it means that it is true. So let's say that my project is a cucumber project actually. Just for some reason, let's say that you want to get the what you call get the information whether your current project is cucumber or normal page object model only, TDD or BDD. And here please specify, and you can just give some kind of information actually to this particular field. Please specify true, or we can say please check this box if your project is cucumber based. Okay, like this. And then we have something called as a choice parameter as well. So choice parameter, like I can say browser. I always tend to keep like this format actually, small letter if it is a single word. If it is two words like each cucumber, so that's where actually I've given as a capital letter. You can give anything else, and make sure that you should remember about this what you are doing, because that is what actually we need to utilize at the end. Now browser, or I can say browser, let's keep that. And here you will have to mention Firefox, and then you will have to mention Chrome, and then Edge, and all the options. These are choice parameters. It means that you can either check the checkbox, you can select a radio button, or you can have a multi selection. I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so now if you see with this help text actually, what it is telling, the potential choice is one per line actually. It means that each option of that particular choices you need to give in a new line actually. Do not give anything comma or space separated. And then you here you can say specify, or you can say select browser, select appropriate browser to run your tests, some information, so that if somebody from the outside is coming, they can get to know about this. Okay, now there is something called as even string parameter. Okay, so string parameter, let's say that let's take any other example actually. Let's say environment, I'm just adding something. Default value I'm giving as CI. Okay, and then here you will say that specify the environment to run the tests. Okay, it means that are you running on the CI, or are you running on the QA or staging, or on the production? So that one you can mention that. Okay, and here you can say that you can say like this QA, or you can say staging, or prod. So it means that the options actually you have to specify here. I will show you how this is depicting in your outside actually. Fine. So these are the three main parameters from these available options where you can utilize that. So what I will do here, and then here let's do one thing, let's save this one. Now you will see something. Before we had build, actually only build. Now it is coming as build with parameters. Now if I click on this, you will see there is a new screen is coming, a nice screen with a UI which is giving you flexibility to enter the details. Now is cucumber, is your project is cucumber or not? If it is not, I can just deselect this one. Firefox, Edge, or Chrome, I can select whatever it is there. This is my default value, right? CI, I can even use prod. Okay, and then I will do the build. Okay, so basically we have got the front end actually to select certain options actually, but how about how to link this one with the project actually? That is what we are going to see. Okay, so for this, just keep this thought here actually. I'll do one thing, I'll go to my sample freestyle project just to show you how the details are coming here. So this is again the same thing I'm doing. So let me do very quickly all these options. So boolean parameter, and I will say fine. Now, how to fetch these values inside your build actually? So we have something, a build, which we have seen where we can even execute the cell scripting also. Now I want to display the selected values actually, whatever the user is selecting, I want to utilize inside my project actually. So what I can do here, now to do that, I'm using a cell script. Here what I will do, I will do like this, browser. Okay, and then I will say echo, and then I will say is cucumber. It should be same name only. That's what I was telling. It has to be same, and then environment. Fine. Now let me save this one. Now, whatever the value I'm selecting here, it will print the output there. That is the intention of this, why I'm taking this sample freestyle project. Now, each cucumber, let's say that I'm deselecting this one, and instead of Chrome, let's say that I'm selecting Edge, and here I'm giving prod actually. Now, let's build this one. Now, here you can see a new build appeared here. Now, once this is done, let's go to this console output, and here you can see. Oh, you know what? It has to be browsers actually. It is browsers, and then each cucumber. Oh, you know what? This is not coming actually. This question mark is not coming, so I can just disable this name. Is cucumber only. Let's keep that, and then environment. And you know what? I forgot to keep a dollar sign. Let me maximize, or let me zoom this one. So this is how actually I have done echo browser. So this is the way I'm fetching the details, the selected details from the browsers actually. Is cucumber, environment, so all these things are the names actually from here, whatever it is there. Now let's save this one, and then go to the build parameters, and then let's deselect this one, give Firefox, and this one give as prod. Fine. Now do a build. Now the 11th build is generating here. Now once this is done, and it is passed as well, but let's see the output. And here you can see I've given Firefox as a selection, right? So Firefox is coming. Now based on these values you can edit whatever it is there. So in your maven parameters we are accepting the values, right? Now this is what will assign to your maven parameter, so that is the intention of that one. And then each cucumber, here you can see we are taking true or false. I have deselected that checkbox, right? That's why that is coming as false. If you are keep selecting that one, it will come as true. So depending on requirement you can send that one as well. Now echo environment we were taking, so prod value is coming because I have specifically entered the prod actually in that. So that is how actually you will be dealing with the build with parameters. Fine. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let me just minimize this one to 125 so that it can be visible. Now let's do one thing. Let's switch to our actual project. I will be switching over to the general one and then to this one so that you can see all the options available. Now because this was not coming, so let me remove, only keep that each cucumber only. Okay, fine. Now let's see how we can get the value of the browser. See, basically what this project need. This project need a browser value. If you are not sure about this project, let me remind you by taking over to that particular project so that you can get more details about that. Now if I go to this, and then here we were going to the sample project selenium, right? So if you go to this one, sorry, not this one, the page object and the pom.xml, right? Now if you see this one here, oops, sorry, not this one as well. So sorry for the confusion. So test.ng xml, we were taking the browser as a parameter, right, as a chrome actually. But we in our project actually we have written in such a way that instead if somebody is assigning a explicit maven parameter, okay, let's say that instead of chrome if I want to run with Firefox, now what will happen, I need to download this project and then change this one to Firefox and then upload back to the or push back to the what do you call GitHub and then run that project, which is like difficult, right? So I've written a logic actually inside the framework how if there is no browser specifically mentioned in this parameter section, take this as a default one. Okay, that is what I mentioned. So here what I will do, instead of hard coding here, which was the intention of this particular session, I will say dollar and I will say browser. Okay, and now what will happen, whatever the browser value I'm selecting from this particular what do you call parameters, that will be directly going inside this particular maven test browser actually. Now this one actually I'm taking inside my what do you call project as a system.get property browser actually. Now the value will come here, then you know already, right? Driver.new Firefox driver or driver.new edge driver or chrome driver, you can put in a if else condition. We will see in our selenium java framework designing session also all those things, but at this moment let's just understand how we can fetch the browser or fetch the parameter options to this particular project actually by using a dollar sign. Okay, now let me save this one and then go to the build with parameters. Now these are just for informational purpose I'm giving. You select or deselect, nothing will happen. For demo purpose I've given this one. Now chrome anyway already it is selected in this project, right? So let me select Firefox here and let's see whether the Firefox is going inside that particular project or not, or Firefox browser is launching or not. Let's see that. Now if I build this one and it is going, let me go to the console output. While running I can even see here, so it is fetching all the latest GitHub project actually from the specified location and it is building, and if everything goes well it will launch the Firefox browser. Okay, Firefox browser is launching, and if I drag it here, you can see it's running in parallel because in the test.ng XML specified that in parallel actually, and you can see here the login, the test cases got even passed also. Here you can see everything is printing here. The build got succeeded. Everything is as expected actually. Okay, so that is how you can specify browsers or like whatever options you can, and then depending on these values you can go inside this configure and then you can deal with that. Another thing, one kind of assignment actually you can take this one, and that is for the pom.xml. So what you can do, go to this pom.xml. I mean, definitely if you know about Selenium Java, in the pom.xml we can specify the testng xml path, right? So here, because I'm taking the testng xml as a default path, that's why I'm not specifying. But let's say you are doing like this one we already seen. Let's say that you are making this one, even the testng xml also you want to make it as a dynamic actually. Sometimes you want to run a smoke test, sometimes you want to run as regression. So what you can do in this project, you can have separate several what you call testng xmls. Now on the fly, whatever the testng xml you want to run, you can just specify that. Now again, if I'm making this one, I need to specify from somewhere, right? Now what I will do, let's say that I'm uncommenting this one and commenting this one. It means that I need to specify this value. Now I will copy this variable. So it's not always actually, it is mandatory that from this parameterized what you call option only you are taking. Even this maven commands can accept the parameters directly also if you want to specify anything. Okay, and here if I say like this, and I will say like this, and I will say testng regression dot xml. Let's say in my project testng underscore regression dot xml is there. I can specify this one. Now what will happen, this particular variable first will match inside the pom.xml. Yes, it is matching, then it will run automatically. So those things also you can do that. Okay, so these are just different available options, you can use that. Fine. Now there is one more actually. I mean, to extend this parameterization option actually, here we have some more. One plugin is there actually. Let's first download that plugin actually to enhance this parameterization concept. Now manage Jenkins. And I have already discussed about this. How do you install the Jenkins? Go to the available option, and then here you need to search actually. So there is something called as a active choices. So this active choices is one of the plugin to enhance the parameterization, and this particular plugin information given by one of my team member long back when we were dealing with the DevOps stuff, how to run our Selenium project. So that's where actually we are learning today about this. So you will just select this checkbox and you can say install without restart. And this is one of the option actually I was talking. You need to select this option actually, restart Jenkins when installation is completed but no jobs are running. Because this is a demo Jenkins, that's why I have only 2 to 3 projects only. But when you are dealing with a real-time project, you might be having development jobs, your testing jobs, your DevOps jobs will be there. So let's not restart as soon as you install the plugins. Always select this checkbox actually. So what will happen, Jenkins will keep on tracking all the jobs. A instance will come when no jobs are running, it will restart your Jenkins actually. Else, if you are sure that no jobs are running, you can just go to this localhost 8080 slash, you can just type restart actually, then it will restart your what you call Jenkins. So let me just do one thing, restart this one. Sometimes I mean, without restarting also these things are coming. Let's try that if those options are coming or not. Now again I'm going to my freestyle project only, because in this, if I cannot show you, I want to print that, right? So let me just configure, go to the configuration, and what I will do here, let's extend this one or else. And if you see, you will see some three more new options came. Before, these three options were not there. These three options are coming from the active choices plugin which we have installed actually. Okay, so now let's try to see active choices parameter actually, whatever it is. And then let me just close these things. I mean, close means delete this stuff, because it will not confuse with this one. Okay, so here what we will do, we will mention the same thing. Let's say browsers actually here. Now here something you will see a new option, Groovy script, and here we can provide few of the options actually. Now to provide that in simple plug simple default option, what we used to do, everything we were giving in a new line, but this is a groovy script actually. We have to specify inside this, and it is also very simple. Here you can just mention like this Chrome, and then you will put a comma, and then you will get another option Firefox, and it should not be a new line. I can even use in this also, you can mention like this, and then here you will say edge. You can just specify all those things, and then after this fallback script, let's say that if there is some error is coming, how do you do that? And I want to just return error actually, just something actually I'm mentioning here. Fine, this is very straightforward I'm giving, but you will see some other options and specify browser. Okay, something I'm writing as a description which will reflect on the build with parameter screen. Now here you will see it's giving you three options actually. Whether you want to do a multi-select, means if you need something, a feature where you want to select multiple options from that particular what you call list actually. So this is nothing but list, right? These are nothing but list options actually here. And then so let's say that I'm selecting as single select only. Fine, and enable filter I will show you in a moment. So this is one of the, let's even do something. Okay, let's just save this one, and if I go to this with parameter, and you will see it's very pretty much the same thing, because I'm saying it is a single selection, that's why you will get only one time I can select it. And how do you utilize this one, you know already. Just some time back we have seen browsers. If I specify in this echo, I will be seeing those things. So fine, let me remove these two options, let's keep only this one only. Okay, fine. Now let's do one thing. Let's make it as a multi-select here. One option, sorry, multi-select. And then let's see how it is looking like. You will see a list box actually, because I can select more actually. To select that, you need to put control actually. Control, or if you are using Mac operating system, you can say key press your shift, and then you can select whatever option. Let's select everything shift, and then you will select the edge option. Now when you say build, it will display whatever options we have selected, and here you can see Chrome, Firefox and Edge. So like this values you will be getting. Now depending on your script, you will be accepting these options, and then with a comma separated, you can utilize, you can put it into a list, as and when required you can select this one. And now here, and this, and where this is utilized, I can give you one of the quick information. Let's say that if you have multiple categories are there, and you want to run multiple categories, so what you can do, you can put all of your modules here, and then depending on these modules, you can go inside the maven what you call command line, and you can put hyphen d category equal to all of these, I mean whatever the values you're selecting here. Now everything will come in comma separated, and maven will take those categories and will execute your test script. That is one of the use case I can tell. Okay, fine. Now let's see even one more option, radio buttons. And you know already how this looks like. Simple thing, one of the option you can select, and if you say build, it will select whatever radio button we have selected. We have selected edge, so that's why it is giving. Fine, fair simple, right? These things. Now let's see, let's go to the configure. Let's enhance this one a bit actually by utilizing and then enable filters, right? Let's do this one. And here, let me put some options to make it more fun actually. And then I will put something. Don't worry if selenium is supporting or not supporting, I'm just writing these options so that we can understand the filter concept actually. And then what else browser I will say, something I'm writing here, ms edge, and then comma, I'm writing opera again, some options I'm writing here. Fine. Now here I have selected this enable filters, right? Now let's keep safe. Go to this build with parameters. Oops, sorry. I need to make this one as, let's go to this configure. Let's make it as a least single selection actually. Normally with filters, single selection is good one to see these options. Now here, let's say you have all these options actually. Now what I can do here, I can write like this. You can see It is a search actually. Even inside, without going inside, let's say I want to select Opera. Now it is selecting automatically those options. Okay, so, oops, why did I go to the main? Let's configure and let's go back to this one. Okay, now there is another option which I really liked actually. We can enhance our parameterization. Active choices reactive parameter actually. Now here what we can do, depending on your top selection, I mean on the top actually whatever you have selected, based on that you can dynamically what do you call populate the other options actually. Like let's say if I am putting Chrome, one of the use case again I was thinking to give in this demo. Let's say that you want to take the versions actually. Now for Chrome, Firefox, we have different versions, right? Like Chrome might be like 74, 75 or 85, 86, but Firefox would be in the version of 24, 26, all these options. Now when the user is selecting a particular what you call option from this, I want to display the another options actually. Depending on that, whatever browser versions are there, it should display. Another use case I can talk I can tell, let's say you have states actually, sorry, country. Let's say you want to display in one of the drop down all the countries. Now based on specific country you have selected, the states should display. That is one of the use case actually. Now where you will utilize, that is up to you. How do you utilize that? But these are the different use cases. Okay, now here I'm mentioning versions. I'm just keeping like this. Definitely I'm clicking on this GUI script, and this is a active choices reactive parameter. Now here I need to put a if condition, because this is a scripting. I have that option actually. I have that leverage to utilize this, and this is browsers, right? Now if somebody is using browsers, now if browser option equals, and here if I say, let's say Chrome. Okay, if somebody is selecting, let's say Chrome, now what I will do here, I will assign the options inside this. Now for this return, it is the same as usual, right? Inside an array I will put all the array options. Let's say that I am putting as 86, and then I'm putting 87. I'm not sure what is the current version. I'm just adding something actually here. Okay, like this. I can even say else if I will say that browsers dot equals, okay, and here I will say if somebody is selecting Firefox, let's say that Firefox, and then here I will mention all other options. Means the drop down will change to this array actually. And let's say that I'm putting 25, 26, and this should be in double quotes, double quotes, double quotes, oops, double quotes, and then here. And to just make it more visible, I'm making like this. Yes, okay, and then I'm putting like this. Okay, so I'm keeping like this. Now here one more thing actually, what you can do, here description. Now here single select, let's get these things are same only. I mean whatever we were using. Referenced parameter actually. So this means that you need to give which particular what you call parameter is dependent on this one actually. So where I'm dependent on this, right? Means depending on this selection that is going to change. So that one actually I need to provide here. Now let's save it, and then we can do one more thing actually. I can echo these versions as well, so that you can see what we are selecting. So dollar versions or version, I don't know which one I selected, versions, yeah, it has to be the exact wording actually. Fine, now let's say that Firefox, I'm utilizing this one, Firefox, and then okay, the versions are not coming. Let's see what is the issue. Maybe something problem with the Groovy script. Let's see where am I missing. Maybe this else if will be in a space. We can even see inside the documentation. And then if I'm selecting here, yes, that was actually a space should be there, else if. So here you can see if I'm selecting Chrome, Chrome specific options are only coming. If I'm selecting Firefox, Firefox specific options are coming. Let's say Firefox with 26. And then if I go inside and here you can see Firefox and then 26, the value whichever I have selected. So this is again a dependency, actually means based on this selection browsers, the version will be updating, and this is just to avoid a level of errors actually while users are using. Fine. Okay, now these things, the same thing you can utilize, and all of these options like these browsers and versions you can utilize in the build parameters actually. Even if you are using a Cucumber project, actually in Cucumber project you can take all the tags actually. So these tags you can mention inside this, based on these selections you can take inside the maven parameters. So that is again one more use case of that. Okay. So, okay, let me do one thing. Let me show you the exact documentation of that. So that will help you, because see, we cannot discuss all the options available, right, with this active choice parameter plugin actually. So that's why if in future, let's say that if you want to learn more actually, so what you can do, this one, if I click on this is the URL actually. I will send this one into the description so that you can refer. And it is basically a documentation. You need to spend some time if you need any extra stuff, and whatever, like this big documentation basically explaining whatever I have explained till this reactive, what you call, if I go, all these things are basically, yes, see this one actually I was taking reactive parameters. I really didn't explore about this rendering because I never got any kind of what you call stuff to do that. But yes, the documentation is really great actually here. You can just do that, and if you need any options that I didn't discuss in this session, you can just read this one and then you will get all the options from here. So this is one of the handy documentation of the active choices parameter. Okay. Fine. So that's pretty much it for today, whatever I had. And then we will see in our future sessions, we will see about how we can even trigger the emails, how we can generate the reporting into this Jenkins. So all these features we will see. So stay tuned to this YouTube channel and then do subscribe and then share with your friends if you're finding useful. Thank you for watching.